Have we got your attention? I'm Kate.
I'm Sam.
And we are teachers who get our students' attention.
Why can't I do that?
It's a long title. It's really long.
I don't know why I can't do it. Okay.
We are teachers who get our
I didn't know
students'
we were
attention. I'm Kate.
I'm Sam.
And we are teachers who get our students' attention.
Oh, I did it.
This is one of those things that you don't really cover when you're student teaching, when you're doing your credentialing program, but it's so essential to get those transitions really quick so that you don't miss out on great teaching moments. So today we have a few tips for you to get your students' attention. One of the ways that I like to get my kids' attention, I tend to work mostly with the little kids. I teach first grade, but I have taught kindergarten, and this one works really well, is just the simple 1, 2, 3, eyes on me.
1, 2, eyes on you.
Clearly we need to model this a little bit more. That goes into a super important point. For any of these strategies, you want to make sure that you are modeling, and practicing with your kids so that they know exactly what's expected for each call to attention, and that you don't move on to the next activity or the transition until all of the kids are doing exactly what the expectation is. So if I were to do that in the classroom, I would do the 1, 2, 3, eyes on me, hopefully get the echo back, and we'd practice so many times, and I'd explain to the kids, whatever you're doing that moment, you stop, look, and listen so that I know you're ready to go on. This also leads into another call to attention that you can use, which is simply just saying, if you can hear my voice, and then giving them something to do. So it might look like this. If you can hear my voice, put your hands on your head. If you can hear my voice, clap twice. Something like that is really great because it gets the kids listening and focused, and they have to do something, which is what you want to get them to stop whatever it is they're doing. But again, with this call to attention, you have to make sure that you model it and practice it. The hands on the head is really helpful because it will get the kids to hopefully put down whatever they are using. Again, you got to practice that. The clapping is really great if it's a louder activity. If you can hear my voice, clap 2 times, 3 times, whatever it may be, because it will help the other kids to get the attention of the kids who might not have heard it. And then you can move in and practice a few of them in a row to get everyone's attention before you move on to the next set of instructions.
I get the pleasure of working with kids from kindergarten all the way to 6th grade because I'm a specialist. And one of the things that I think really helps for the younger kids, I'm thinking 2nd grade, kinder through 2nd grade, is the chime. Because the chime is loud enough where they can hear it. The chime is an indication that they need to put their things down and they need to look at the teacher. That doesn't just happen when you ring a chime. That's kind of what Kate was saying, is that you really need to model exactly what the kids should be doing when they hear the chime. So in my classroom, when I ring the chime, they put their things down and they turn their body, because I work in a makerspace, and that means in my makerspace, I don't have any desk. I have just counter spaces. So they really need to know exactly what they need to do when they hear the chime. In my experience, yes, it works from kinder to 6th grade, but for the classroom, or the way that I've structured my classroom, it really works for kinder, 1st, and 2nd grade. That's where it works the best. The next thing is the clapping. So what Kate was saying is, if you can hear me, clap twice. But what I do is like a repetition, and then they would follow. So something very simple, like what we did in the beginning. And that really helps with the older kids. They like the repetition. They know to put their things down, and they know that means in my classroom, stop, look, and listen.
That can also be piggybacked by doing a different vocal pattern. So instead of clapping, you could do shh, 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 and expect the echo back. You can even integrate in with some of the younger grades if you're practicing digraphs and phonics. You can do that. I've done that a lot with my 1st graders, where we're doing ch, ch, cha, 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 or other digraph sounds and patterns, which can be really fun. And that's also good because it gets the kids, if it's a very loud or talking activity that they're participating in, if you do that, it has them focus their attention and they have to use their voice.
And the last tip that we have for this one is actually something a little bit more for just something fun, like do some type of, what is it called when you say something, and what is it called? Subway?
Like a call and response.
Call and response. Something as simple as that. So like if I said Subway,
Eat fresh.
Red Robin.
Yum.
I don't even know if Red Robin still does yum anymore, but you know, whatever.
But stuff like like that is fun, especially with older kids. You can integrate different things from pop culture that might be fun for them, and
you
just
can
give
ask
them.
You can ask them what they would want to do, so they might be able to come up with things that are kind of clever that you wouldn't think about, and they might have more fun with that.
And as we know, so much of teaching is getting the students to buy into what you're doing. This is why we set up rules and procedures at the beginning. Everything needs to come back to the why. Why are we doing this?
Mm-hmm.
So something like that gives them more buy-in. They understand the expectations, and it gives them a fun outlet to get them focused.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever you choose to use in your classroom, it's important that you model, you practice a lot, and have a few up your sleeve, because if your go-to is always the chime, and you don't have the chime, or it somehow is misplaced, you don't want to get stuck. You want to make sure you have other tricks up your sleeve.
And also, before we take off on this one, I think with the chime, you don't have to just do the chime. You can use the rainmaker. You can use some type of sound, a tambourine. I know teachers have used all different kinds of things.
Whatever you choose to do, like we said, make sure that you're modeling, practicing, so that the kids are really following through. And don't start the transition, don't give the directions until all of the kids have really shown you that they are looking, listening. So we'd love to hear some of your ideas and tips for getting your students' attention. So drop some comments below. Let us know how you get your kids focused and get that attention in the classroom. And we'll see you next time.